Who's behind all this trans stuff and gay militancy? I asked my staff to do a little investigation of the Human Rights Campaign. They're behind it. Do you know what that is? Do you know what the Human Rights Campaign is? Very interesting. Okay, it was founded in 1971 by a guy named Steve Endine. All right, he died in 1993 of AIDS. He was a gay activist. It has become the largest LGBTQ plus political lobbying organization in the United States of America. Its endowment, all right, is about $50 million. No, it's a lot of money they have. Okay, it's a 501c. That means a nonprofit organization, and they get donations. Who donates to the Human Rights Campaign? Well, how about Amazon, American Airlines, Google, JP Morgan Chase, Lyft, Macy's, Microsoft, Pfizer, Target. There's Target. Walt Disney Company, shocker. UPS, Alaska Airlines, CVS Health, Comcast, NBC, shocker, 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 among others. They are the Human Rights Campaign's corporate partners. That's what HRC says. They're our corporate partners. They pump tens of millions of dollars in there. These people are behind all this, all right? And there's another guy behind it too. I guess you can guess who that other guy is. Hey, George Soros, how you doing? Yeah, old Georgie Porgy gave hundreds of thousands of dollars, has given to the Human Rights Campaign Foundation. All right, so what do? They basically come down on anybody that criticizes woke, trans, or LGBT. They attack them. They call them bigot like Samantha Ponder. That's what they do. All right, free speech. So is it under siege in America? In my opinion, it is. But this goes back a while. Let's go back to 1925, almost 100 years ago, when the most famous free speech case in history was evolving. This was about the teaching of evolution in public schools. Before 1925, most public schools were not allowed to teach evolution. They had to say God created everything, and evolution, no, couldn't mention it. Okay. Clarence Darrow, you know the name, very famous attorney. He takes up the case and he wins in Tennessee. Now, there is a book just came out yesterday called Trial of the Century, and it chronicles what happened in the most famous free speech case in America. It's written by Greg Jarrett. You may know him, Fox News legal analyst, and a guy I've known for decades who never seems to age. Jarrett always kind of got the little Dick Clark thing coming down, doesn't really seem to age very much. And he wrote the book. All right, so congrats on the book. We hope people will check it out. Very important subject. You know, I write history books, and yours is a history book as well.
Right.
What was the most important thing you learned, you yourself, from the research you did for this book?
Well, I took a cue from you. When you write your books, you make them exciting. History can be exciting if you're a good storyteller. So, frankly, I tried to emulate you. The climactic moment in the trial is when Clarence Darrow, who's out of options, he knows he's losing, the jury's against him, the judge, an ordained minister, is against him, and Scopes is about to be convicted. And on the other side is the great fundamentalist leader, William Jennings Bryan, who's the prosecutor in the case, who helped to get this law passed criminalizing the teaching of evolution. And what does Darrow do? He does something extraordinary, Bill. He calls the prosecutor to the witness stand, and the judge is mortified. You can't do that. But Darrow was counting on Bryan's ego, who then stood up and said, Your Honor, I have no fear. I'm happy to give testimony to everyone about how the Bible should be taken literally. And so the judge is so worried the courtroom is going to collapse because, there's hundreds of people packed in there. People are fainting because of the searing heat in the summer of Tennessee, 1925. So they moved the cross-examination of Brian by Darrell outside on a platform left over from the 4th of July activities. I have a picture in the book where you can see thousands of people convened in front of the platform, and there are these two lions, two great orators, icons in American history, facing off. And in the end, Darrell utterly destroyed Brian, so much so that a broken man, just days later, he lays down for a nap and he never wakes up.
Wow. I did not know
It's a
that.
remarkable story.